Good everyone, and welcome back to Apaya Puzzles. Today I'm going to take on a variety puzzle from the Wall Street Journal called Chef's Secret by a setter by the name of Steve Mossberg. Now, I don't know the first thing about Steve Mossberg or this puzzle, apart from having read the preamble. This was recommended to me on Twitter by someone who I don't especially know, but they suggested that it would be quite approachable. Being this an American style crossword, there may be some American language references, we will see. That's always a bit of a barrier to solving American puzzles. But it is part of my journey into attempting puzzles that are outside of my normal comfort zone. So let me know what you think. If along the way there's things that I misunderstand that you understand, then by all means write a comment and let me know. And of course, if you'd like to subscribe, you're more than welcome. And I'm producing 4 or 5 videos a week on crosswords and variant Sudokus primarily. So without further ado, there will be a link in the description to the PDF of this as well. It's not one that I could set up in a very straightforward way in my own software here, so that I've got an unusual setup on my end that I couldn't just send you a link to. So I'll put the PDF down there. So without further ado, let's have a look at what happens here. So our restaurant kitchen has run out of a main ingredient, but our unflappable chef has come up with a substitute and appropriately tells us 22 across. Now, 22 across says see instructions. So, okay. In 10 squares of the grid, the 2 letters in the crossing words won't match, but one of those 2 letters could be used in both directions to form real words and phrases. So what I take this to mean is that if I have an answer in 9 across, the answer in 2 down may not match this letter, but one of the 2 letters would make a word in both directions, and that's kind of the correct letter. But the cryptic clue itself will refer to whichever letter is appropriate. So I don't know, let's say you had wasp across here, and then well, it's gonna be hard to think of something now that would work, but I think you get the point. This letter here will have 2 values, but one of them could in theory make both words valid. In rows containing these squares, write the letter that doesn't work in the shaded column to the left, and I've gotten lost, and the one that does work in the shaded column at the right. When the grid is complete, the letters on the left will spell the original ingredient that we ran out of, and those on the right will spell our clever chef's substitute. Bon appetit. Very nice. Okay, so I think that those rules are understood, and they'll become clearer as we go, no doubt. So when I find a crossing letter that has 2 potential values, the incorrect one will go in this area on the left, and the correct one will go in the area on the right, and we'll put in the cell itself the one that makes them both valid words. Good. Okay, so let's waffle. 1 across. Certain storylines involved pubs a great deal. Not sure. 6 across. Sunday or Tuesday class. That is easy. That is sort. S for Sunday, or, T for Tuesday, and a class of a thing is a sort. So now 6 down. Let's consider that S may not be correct in the sense that it could be this one that has 2 values. 6 down. Misbehaving costs residents of Aberdeen. Well, that is easy, and that is an S. That's Scots. Anagram of costs, and Aberdeen is a place in Scotland. Let's try 7 down with the same caveat on this R. Respond beginning to rally on each court. That is also a straightforward clue. Beginning to rally is R, each is EA, and court is CT, so react, and we haven't come across one of these unusual letters yet. This one here, it's an unusual structure, so let's see. 13. Play doctor in the morning with head of anesthesiology. Anesthesiology. So this, I think, is drama. Let me just change the settings here so it doesn't skip letters. That's drama, or yes, and this is either an A or an O, but if it was an O, it wouldn't make a word at all. Droma is not a word, so it must be drama and scats, and that is a word. So the correct letter goes on this side, and the incorrect letter goes over here. I'm hoping that you can see that. Let me just double check. Yes, okay, so that seems to be appearing. It was quite a setup, this. Those red lines are not inside the actual grid, because if I put them in, it would number them and then throw all the other numbers out. So I don't have a way of highlighting that cell, but I'll just have to remember, yeah, that that's the one. And it doesn't really matter because I've got the letters on the left and right, which I think is what's important. So let's try 16. Vocally trained and stretched. Oh. Hang on. So this is taught. Right, I see. So this is taught, which is stretched, and trained is taught, T-A-U-G-H-T, vocally, indicates a homophone. But of course, reort is not a word. So tact it is, and react. So the correct letter is the C, that goes on the right-hand side, and the incorrect letter goes over here. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to double check I've got that right, that the left hand side is the one that doesn't work, the U. Okay, very good. So this is going very nicely. Yeah, I had a thought there. We'll come back to if it becomes relevant. What's this 8 down? Couple of teens keeping bands performances fly. What's a couple of teen? Is that just 2 letters of the word teen? Or does T abbreviate to teen abbreviate to T? Not sure. The definition, and we don't have any letters here. The T could be acting as a double act. Definition. Presumably fly, or performances fly. Oh, well, what about, how do you spell this? There's a fly called that. Is there? Some guy washing my windows. That's very friendly of him. So how does this work? Couple of teens. Is that just T and T? Or is it Z for like Z generation? Keeping bands performances. Well, that Z there looks unlikely. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a worthwhile way to go. So let's see 14 down. Do damage to a California rattler. Is that some sort of snake? Do damage. Maul to a California. Do damage to a. And well, those letters are now that letter there. Oh no, it was the C, wasn't it? So these are all fine. To do damage to malice, a California rattler. I don't know. And that again could be some sort of American knowledge that I need. Breaks bottle on the face, then comes to. Breaks bottle on the face, then comes to, maybe bottle in the face is B, then comes to awakens. Now it could be that one of these letters, yeah, this is what I was thinking about just before. Is it possible within this word that this letter is incorrect, and that means that scats is no longer a word, and so we do need droma, and that works because later on we'll find that well, none of those letters could be incorrect, but there might be a case where there's some mucking around like that. So yeah, I feel like I don't know enough about this word here to solve it right now. Saying that, I don't know anything about the others, so let's try a short one over here, 9 across. Intensely study tiny opening. So that is poor. So that is a good get, an easy get. To pore over is to study, and a pore is a tiny opening. And those letters, well, we don't know if one of them might be incorrect for this one. One down, salt left in the driveway ignited. Well, salt is often Na and left is L. Ignited, you'd think if it was the definition, would be an ED. What is a word for a driveway? Well, I don't think I can get NAL in there, can I? Driveway. And this letter might not be correct. Yikes. Okay, sorry, 2 down. Alum appropriates freshman's last $1,000. I have no idea what alum means. Freshman's last would be the N. Last, sorry, yeah, freshman, and then $1,000. So this will be grand. So a grad is an alum, like alumni. I've never seen that shorter version of that word. And that is appropriating or taking on board the last letter of freshman, for grand being 1,000. So the R is correct. We looked at 1 across. Certain storylines in pubs a great deal. I'm not sure. 11 across. We know the A is correct because we've already established the dodgy letter in this row. So tacky material accepted by AI game developer. Accepted by AI. So this is, wow. Hang on. Right. So I thought tacky material was going to be tat. And then when I saw the R, I was like, that must be a dodgy letter, but actually tar is another type of material that is tacky. That's inside AI, and Atari is a game developer. So where to now? Let's try 3 down. Endure hypersister for a stretch. The E might be incorrect. Endure hypersister for a stretch. Yeah, so this is persist. This is a hidden. We can see hidden inside P-E-R-S-I-S-T, and that is a stretch of that term, and endure is persist. So all the letters normal. This first one is unusual with a GP. We'll come back to that in a second. The E is therefore correct. The R is correct. The P might not be. 15. Criminal requests twist of son's arm. Ransoms. I was thinking about court orders and things rather than, yeah. So ransoms is the anagram there of son's arms. All letters, as far as we know, correct. Oh no, they definitely are because of this line. So, well, this here, one down, salt, left in the driveway, ignited, sparked. Oh, salt is S and left in the driveway is parked and ignited is sparked. Cool. Okay, so those letters work. There's not going to be an alternative letter for sparked, I don't think. So this, no, an alternative first letter. So this must be valid. Oh, well, the G. Actually, I'm not sure if either the G or the P could change. We'll see. Certain storylines involved pubs a great deal. See, it feels like an anagram. We've got S, G, and P, pubs A grade, but that's too many letters. So just based on the definition then, certain storylines I can't think of a word. I'm wondering whether, I mean, you could have something like sign, but then assist. Well, see, this is interesting because this could be a case where the N is changed, but then another letter is also changed, so that this could be a valid word. I don't see what that's going to be. Well, yeah, I mean, the pour could change to port. Yeah, I mean, this could be something like, I don't know, nerdism or something, like, yeah, wow, okay. So I don't know if it's going to get that complicated, but, well, if it was an N, because I thought, well, sign would make sense as the first word, first part of a word, like a signpost or something. Yeah, I'm not really convinced about that. So let's continue on elsewhere. 12 down. Needlework that puts out hospital as well. These two are correct. Tattoo. So needlework is tattoo. That putting out hospital is that without the H for hospital, and as well is 2. Let's try 17. And there could be an incorrect letter here. Drive away in Audi, spellbound. That could be a different letter. It's like just an outing over in Audi, but that doesn't look likely. Ah, sorry, this is a hidden as well. So Audi spellbound contains the word dispel, and that's so it's in that, and drive away is to dispel. So those letters are looking like they're correct. Now, what will I do next? Well, this one here, what could this be? ETAs or some other weird... GPS estimates are ETAs, right. Stuff in the wrong direction. To sate is to stuff, and that's going in the wrong direction. Okay, so seemingly relevant, appropriate letters. Yeah, they might still change. Don't know if that could change to a C maybe, or what about 22? That's a long one. That was the C instructions. Okay, let's not worry ourselves with that just yet. 4 down. A ploy I'm unraveling somewhere in Washington. This is Olympia, anagram of a ploy I'm. That does look like signpost, doesn't it? 5 down. Maker of frozen desserts. well, I think that's going to be Sarah Lee. Let's see. Some originally are infused with beer, so some originally would be S. R is AR and E at the end, infused with beer, ALE for ale. So this is subplots. Interesting. Making brand. So B, that was a G before, so the incorrect letter goes on the left and the correct letter goes over here. And to pass that clue, so certain storylines are subplots, involved pubs, PBS being rearranged, a great deal is lots. Okay, that wasn't so wild. And we don't have to rely on nerdism. 10 across, did I look at this? Breaks bottle on the face, then comes to. Yeah. On the face, then comes to. Or comes to. Is it? I've got bleacher as a word. Oh, that's annoying. I can't think of what goes there. I was thinking that was a Z, didn't I? But that seems very unlikely. Oh, let's come back. 20 across. Collect leaves, clutching the cold diet snack. Sorry. Difficult tracking between the clues and the grid with the way they're arranged on my screen here. Collect leaves, clutching ice, cold diet snack. So is that just ice? Cold diet snack. Could be light something. Collect leaves. Collect could be the definition. Leaves. No, I think we want a word for collecting leaves. No, I'm not going to dally too much. Let's crack on down here. And I mustn't forget, of course, that we might have, well, in fact, we know that one of these letters is incorrect. Well, it's not Olympia. Sarah Lee couldn't be anything else. See, scats, that could still be something else. But it almost feels likely because, and then react, that can't be anything else. Oh, and it's got to be one of the crossing letters, right? So it can't just be this letter. It's got to be one of the ones that crosses. So the only one it could be is either the C for scats or this letter. That would mean that if this was CC, or whatever you call it, in theory that Z could change, which would be good for this word, but we're not going to find a word that goes with all these Z's, are we? So that scats is quite likely wrong. So breaks bottle, so that. Breaks bottle on the face, B, then comes to I don't know. Let's now if that was the incorrect letter, that would put a C here, which is not correct. So I'm just going to double check again. The left-hand side is the wrong letter. So I think that has to be a C, but that means this letter must be swapping. Okay, so we'll come back around. Let's try 19 down. Goat never in the lead in ancient workplace. Feels like goat never in the lead in ancient workplace. I think I was thinking like agorum or something like that. I don't know, 27. Where am I? Humble house wine in convoluted lingo. So low something, I think. L-O. No, the W wouldn't. Oh yeah, the W would be part of the house wine. I'm not sure actually. Let's try 27 for a tick. Yale redesigned around east-west latitude. That's leeway. Yale rearranged around the outside of EW for east and west. So I think that is low something. Low cast. I'm not sure. The W in there, but that could be incorrect. Okay, but we've got some new starting points now. So 39, young adult manuscript mushy affair. Yams, young for Y, A for adult, manuscript for MS, and yams are presumably mushy. I have to say I don't think I've ever eaten yams. 29, UK award elevated awesome teaching assistant. BAFTA. 29, UK award elevated awesome teaching assistant. Yeah, fab is elevated. Teaching assistant is a TA. Okay. 33. Outlaw found by front of new farm building. Just trying to check whether E could be incorrect. I don't think so. Nor could the A. So, outlaw found by front of new farm building. Wow. Actually, this could be incorrect because I'm just thinking barn seems to work. Yeah. Outlaw is to bar. Front of new is N, and farm building is a barn. That B went from an E, so the E was the incorrect letter. The B was the correct letter. And that means that this word here is going to have to seriously change. What could possibly, what word could have L-E-B? Oh, wait on. No, sorry. It can be earn. Yes, you can't change leeway. That seems impossible. So, in fact, E is the incorrect. E is the correct letter, and B is the incorrect letter. Yeah, that's how that goes. Cool. 35. Celebrated time invested in meal. This feels like fated, yes. So 35. Celebrated is fated. Time is T, invested in meal, which is a feed, and so that gives us our answer, and that is swimming. So 37. Tiana cooked, importing chicken from a Greek city. So this is Athenite, is it? Or Athenita? Hang on. So we've got the chicken is the hen, and we've got Tiana around the outside. Athenian, obviously. I was thinking there. Beautiful. So that's all correct. No changing letters. Maybe this one. In fact, what is this word? Antes. 30 down. Bugs pinching Alma's nose puts chips in. So that is antes. Bugs are ants with the nose of Alma, the E inside, for putting chips in is, to put a chip in is to ante. Okay, that's very good. This one here looks promising. Goat. Never in the lead in ancient marketplace. Considering that it could be changed letters. Not earn, I don't think. No, it can't be earn. It could be this one. Ah, that could be A for fated. This looks familiar. Let's just check. Goat never in the lead in ancient workplace. Maybe I'm just thinking of the word Ankara or Ankara. Okay, so we'll consider our options. Let's come to 23 down. Jackrabbits circling Delaware fast food place. Is a jackrabbit a hare? And Delaware, I think, is DE. Yeah, so hardens. So hares around the outside of DE, and wow. I think I thought the definition was something to do with becoming fixed. Maybe the word fast was what I was thinking, and then fast food place for hardens. Oh, okay. Well, this must be one of the ones where there's going to be a... Oh, no, but the cryptic clue should still solve for this answer. For that definition. So, is Hardens a fast food place? Maybe. I just want to look at this 22. That was the instruction one, but it looks like don't have or don't hate something. If that was an N, I don't think I can see that either. I don't know that's a low, but I thought it probably was. Let's just leave that for a second. Let's go with Hardens and see what that gives us. So 40 across. Small, well, small would be yes. Resorts struggling. It causes tension. Stressor. So that is resorts being rearranged with the S at the beginning. Stressor causes tension. So that S is correct. The N's correct. The E's correct. The 31 across. Donors arranged parts of sonatas. I think that's a word, and it's an anagram of donors, but I don't know what it means to be fair, but presumably it means a part of a sonata. Yeah, it has a vaguely musical feeling in my mind. So that would basically confirm Hardens, I think. So I'm guessing that must be a fast food. Let's see what it specifically said. Fast food place. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. We've still got quite a lot of these swapping letters to figure out, mind you. 38. Desire clear after the start. Want comes to mind, but I'm not sure why clear without its first letter would be that. What about lust? Clear after the start. What if it's clear after the starting letter of the? Don't know what the conventions are here, whether they would allow that. Not sure. 32. San Francisco seized auto muffler. Ooh. That's interesting. That strikes me as that. I'm not sure if a muffler and a scarf are synonymous, but it makes 40 across. I think it makes 40 across impossible because you can only change one of the letters in it. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting that it could be the other way around. So it is an S for stressor and it's scarf, but the letter is changed to an S. So the correct letter is the S and the incorrect letter is the F. Good grief. Okay. 38. So that was the desire thing. Clear after the start. Not sure. Draw? No. 36. Kindergarten singers turned harsh. Or singers turned harsh. No idea. 34. Let's also remember leeway can't change. BAFTA can't change. Antes I don't think can change. Hardens may not be, well, the end's correct. Well, it can't, yeah. Well, no, nothing can change in here because Athenaean can't change, I don't think. So one of these must change. Over here, leeway can't change. BAFTA, that might be able to be, not sure about that letter. So anyway, 34. Figures out 2's divided by 500. Could it be that? Figures out. I thought it was more likely to be a D for 500. And then a word for 2's around the outside. Figure deduces. Yeah, so 2's are deuces. D-E-U-C-E-S, and then it's divided by the word D for the letter D for 500. Okay, cool. 26. Hair of the dog mostly liquor right. I think the R is for right. Mostly liquor would be a short string of letters that is a type of liquor shortened, and then the dog. Was that occur? I don't know what hair of the. I don't want. Oh, sorry. It's so the definition then would just be hair. This could be a. No, this letter's already resolved. this row rather. I'm not quite sure. I'm just trying to think where to go. 21 I don't think I've looked at. Migrating herons, the grazing kind. E in that spot. It feels like it should be an anagram of herons. But that gives me, oh, nosher. A nosher is a person who eats. I've never seen that word. I know the word nosh. But someone who grazes is a nosher. Very cool. There's an R here for, what was this one? The kindergarten singers turned harsh. Remembering that one of these letters is wrong. Well, no, there could be one over here as well, I think. Okay, so it's getting a bit messy. 25, boxing match seen in Austrian web page title. It's interesting because this last two letters looks like it has to be an S. 25, boxing or page title. Ah, right. About us. And a boxing match is about, a and then about, the word bout. Oh no, sorry. Bout is in the middle of AUS, which is Austrian. I guess Austrian rest AUS, yeah. Now this looks like urge. Desire is urge, clear from the start. Purge. Clear after the start. So purge is clear after the start of that is urge. Okay, so the U is correct. The R is correct. That can't change in urge, and that E can't change, I don't think. So that means that one of these letters across here. Don't like that. I wonder if unge. I think unge could be a word. But didn't these both solve? Yeah, I got scarf and I changed that. So, yeah. Okay, well, what happened there? So I feel like didn't I assume that nothing could change in Athenian? So there must be an incorrect letter here, which I think can only be this. I'm not sure what's happening there. I feel like I think unge is a word, I'm not entirely sure. And that gives scans, which is also a word. But the problem is that would mean that this would have had to somehow resolve. Or maybe it doesn't. The fact that it resolved to scarf, and we changed the F to an S, but we could also change the R to an N, and we've still got valid words in both directions. Is unge a word? It feels like a word to me, but I have no idea what it means. Let's so that's an R going to an N. So this would be an R, and this would be an N. I'm not confident about that, but we'll come back and see what we make of it. Kindergarten singers turned harsh, stark. So kindergarten is K, I guess. Singers turn, and singers would then be rats or singers. Don't really know what's going on there, but stark is harsh. We've got a K over here. Still need a broken letter as well. 26 down. Hair of the dog. Oh yeah. Mostly liquor right. The word husky. Mostly liquor right. Oh, whisker. Right, so whiskey mostly, and then and whisker is the hair of the dog. Now, don't have a cow. Okay, I think that is what that is. Don't have a cow. So we're probably missing. I think that's going to be an E for beef. Now that would be the incorrect letter. And well, I'll come back around. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. 24, I don't think I've looked at this one. Vlasic's leader, V, in anger. Flipped over pickling liquid. So this is vinegar. In for, so the Vlasic's leader is the V. In anger flipped. It feels like, where's the I coming from there? Because in anger is not, there's not enough letters for an anagram of it. Oh, so in and then rage flipped over. Okay, it's not an anagram of anger at all. So vinegar. Oh, yeah, rondos. We've got juices. So that all fits. I think actually there's going to be a task of looking for these dicey letters at the end. So let's, because there's still quite a few to go. So 27, this I thought was low something. Humble house wine in convoluted lingo. L-O-I-N-G. House wine. Log cabin. Humble house, 27. Humble house, wine in convoluted lingo. So L-O-G-I-N around the outside of cab for Cabernet. Now, Angora. Yeah, that's going to be right, I think. And that gives us the E was the incorrect, and this was the A. So yeah, it's definitely going to be that this is beef on the left-hand side. So we'll come back to what's going on there. But as for this clue, goat, never in the lead in ancient marketplace. So Angora is the ancient marketplace. Goat, will go at, never in the lead. I don't know if I can pass that. Or is there an Angol? Is there a goat called Angora and Angola? Or maybe goat is Angora and oh yeah. Never in the lead is N inside of Agora, which is the ancient marketplace, and that is a goat. Very good. Cool. Now we're coming into the end of the cluing. 28. Pinch run. I think one of these letters might have to change because bash, bish, bosh, bush, and besh I don't think work. About us can't change, I don't think. Noshed, that probably could, and whisker couldn't. So if that S is incorrect, and we're looking for a word for pinch and run. A pinch is a small amount of something. I was thinking the S could change, but actually what would it change to? T, another? Not sure actually if it could. I don't think about us can. Considering though that it could be that multiple letters are changing, so oh, now hang on, don't have a cow. Did that not need a crossing? That needed a letter that was going to swap. Ah, this is interesting. I'm not... Could this have been... Well, we still need an expression that made sense, wouldn't we, if we changed a letter? So, don't save a cow, don't... So let's continue. Oh, that could be a limp... Oh no, but we can't put a C in there. Vinegar... No, I don't think so. Sarah Lee... I don't think so. Just was thinking about this, because if this letter B has to change, then it looks like, well, there's nothing that could go in here. But what if the A also changed? In fact, that U might well change. Yeah, actually, wait. I thought this was scars. Can that change? Let's come across though. See, the O could change, and the S, but let's say it was just the O. Nasher, don't have a core. Again, that seems, unless we're changing multiple letters, and we can only change one letter across here. So, okay, I'm missing something. Did I ever try 20 across? Yeah, I did. I'll come back to that. 14, do damage to a California rattler. That was a malice. But this doesn't mean to do damage, does it? And then a California rattler. Well, I don't know what that means. could be malign, but then gal. So 20 across again. Collect leaves, clutching ice cold, diet snack. So I thought it was this. Collect leaves. Well, the other thing was, no, yeah, I don't know what collect leaves is all about. I don't even know if ice is right, but let's consider these letters. I must be correct. E, I think has to be correct. Actually, N's probably not correct, because this could have other words. Doesn't really help me a lot. And loads of these letters could change. Let's actually consider 28 across without any letters. Pinch and run. So a pinch, run. So like an iota or a speck or a mote. Doesn't mean to run, does it? To run, scram, manage, get, sprint. If it ended in an H, which I think, unless something dramatically changes with whisker, I'm not sure. Let's try to turn across and consider that we still need a dodgy letter here. Yeah, so breaks bottle on the face, then comes to. It's not with a Z, is it? It's with an S, the CC. Is that right? 8 down. Couple of teens keeping band's performances fly. Yes, sets. So T and E at the beginning and end are a couple of the letters from teen. Sets are band's performances. CC is the fly. Right. And that is not going to change. Therefore, we know a bit more up here. Either one of these is changing or one of these. Now that could still be bland and pole. In fact, let's consider this. If that was, say, bland and pole, the L would go over here. That would make some sense. Oh no, in fact the R would go over here for ground, which I was thinking with ground beef. A bunch of letters missing, but and then the R would go over here, which would be brack. Beans. Sorry, I think my mouse pointer's in the wrong place for you guys, so I don't know if you can see when I'm pointing on the. In fact, can you see it all? Yeah, you can see me when I point to the left. When I point to the one on the right, I think you kind of, oh, there we go. It's all out of position for me, but if this is a B in this row, that, well, could that possibly have another, well, it's not a crossing letter, so no, it can't. Could that have been a B? Bondos? What about this? No, but rondob's not going to be a word. This one, B. Ooh. Let's say that was a B. So we had we had Nosha. We changed it to a B. And now migrating herons, the grazing kind. So if we'd have to probably swap, well, at least one of these letters, maybe two. Probably not the O in cow. So I think the first thing I thought of when I saw this was you could have the word robber, but the B here is not going to be any good, is it? But the possibility of that being an S, why did, oh yeah, for Nosha, seems, I don't think it could be a word that fits here, so that would probably be changing. The B would be the correct word letter, replacing the H. Don't know about that. It's a bit of a hunch on beans, but I'm gonna. Oh, hang on. There's only 10 of these squares. It's not one for every row. Well, that's amazing then, because this will be ground beef. Presumably it's down here. And then black beans. Okay. Apologies for my misunderstanding the rules there. Now, I'm going to go on this basis because I think I was always thinking ground beef. And then over here I was thinking beans and then thought, well, black beans, but there was always these extra letters. But now that is resolved, potentially. So we've got B and D, which was, which means the incorrect letter in this row was a D, changing to a B. So only D we had was this one, but rhombos. So that means, yeah, nothing else can change in that. Maybe that's a word. Oh, let's think about it in a second. Let's see what else we've learned at the top here. So at the top we've got G for B, which we already sorted. R for L. So that is going to be that one. R is incorrect. L is correct. So this will be a real word. The O and the A, that was drama and droma. The U and the C. So incorrect was U, correct is C. So this, we did that one already. So the N is the one with the K. So incorrect N, correct K. Wow. It could be a K here, which was starting life as an N. No, that's not a crossing letter. In fact, neither is the K. Oh, then that doesn't make any sense. What if that's not there? What if that's there? Well, yeah. Okay. They could be separated out. Yeah, that's what I'm not considering. They don't have to all be connected. So I say this line is just going to be correct. We need a line where the N can change to the K. Well, and it can't be too low either, because then there wouldn't be room for the rest. Well, oh no, sorry, it's only that one letter left. N and D, right. So the D and the B may not be there. That's the point. But the N needs to change to a K somewhere, and it can't be that one. And in this, that can't change to a K. There could be an N in here that changes to a K. Doesn't look likely. So then that would suggest that in this row there's an N changing to a K, which would mean this letter here is a K. I think that would be where I get to with all of that. Assuming it is black beans, mind you, that might not be correct. Now, what does that tell me then about 20 across? Collects leaves, clutching ice, cold, diet, snack. And 14 down. So 20 across was 4 and 4. $14 down. Do damage to a California rattler. So this is either an N or a K to make a word that works. I was thinking it was malice, but that didn't really work anyway. A rattler. I think I'm thinking of a maraca. That's tantalizing. I don't know how to spell maraca, but what I'm thinking, I mean, it kind of looks like it fits, but doesn't satisfy my K question. I suddenly thought, what if this is a K for cow, but then it would be supposed to be replacing an N. Wow, this is confusing. This K definitely can't be involved. It's annoying because I feel like I'm just missing kind of obvious words. Let's look at this again. Intensely breaks bottle on the face, then comes to. Maybe I was just wrong thinking this is a B and that's misdirecting me. That gives me bleaches, bloaches. And this letter is likely to be a C, an H rather, you'd think. Doesn't have to be. About an hour. 9, intense study, tiny opening. No, sorry. Breaks bottle on the face, then comes to. mean, this letter is supposed to be a vowel, I would think. I suppose, I was going to say the crossing letter may not be this one, but the only other one would be this, which is not possible unless there's an Olympia. I'm pretty sure there's not. Not going to help me a great deal with the rest of the puzzle. What was I thinking down here? Oh, the E and the N. Yeah, so the incorrect letter is an E and the correct letter is an N. Actually, why did I think maybe this isn't black beans? I mean, it seems very likely from... I assumed fated became fated, Angora worked with... Ah, but hang on, that would mean that Angora with an E had to work. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, is Angora a word? Well, I mean, alternatively, this one, that can't work in the current scheme. I think that must be right with Angora. This was about us. In fact, that must remain the same. Oh, hang on. No, that could be my B. Correct B for beans. Swapping for a D. So you'd have to have had a word that could work with this. That's just not going to work, is it? So if that's genuinely a B and this is genuinely an H, where is that? 28, pinch run. This it could be an American word for steal. Or, well, if that was the D. What a bolt. Bolt for run, but doesn't mean pinch. A pinch could be a bit, but that's not going to work either. And bolt wouldn't have worked with whisker. There's some magic going on there. So what have I done? Have I done something just completely wrong in terms of... I mean, some of this was pretty certain. The O and U was certain, so the position of the N and D for ground beef. But this don't have a cow. Yeah, so that doesn't have a swapping letter, and that makes sense. this one, if it's got a swapping letter, it's swapping an N for, I think, a K, and that would be this position. So you'd have to have N or K, but making a word here. If that's it. Otherwise, I think it has to be here because it can't be here. That's a B. Could I have a letter in here that could be an N or a K? Well, it would have to be here, and it obviously doesn't work. So it would have to be up here, and I think it has to be in this particular position. So you need to be able to make a word here with N or K. It just doesn't seem possible. I was still, this one was supposed to be Nosha. Oh, hang on. Oh, that could be N that changes to, okay, there we go. So that's the N that changes to the K. So N changes to K. Nosha and kosher. Perfect. Now, there we go. Now one of these has to have a D changing for a B. So a doubt us, I don't think. Now this here's an S. Hang on. Dash. This is interesting. Right, so that is the D changing to a B. Right. And again, I keep getting my order incorrect. Bash is fine. Such an idiot. Good grief. So this is why I'm glad that I'm doing this practice on these puzzles, and that you're, the one or two of you that are left, putting up with it. I apologize for my slowness. That looks like Diet Coke, doesn't it? But it's not that. Clutching ice cold diet snack. Rice cake. Yeah, okay. Ice and C for cold. Inside rake, which is collect leaves. Okay, okay. Closing in. 14 down. Do damage to a California rattler. So this is just, well, this is a maraca. To do damage is to Ma and A and then California CA. Wow, okay, so it's just this word, I think. 10 across. Breaks bottle in the face, then comes to. I mean, it feels like this. This would have to be an E. I don't know, maybe bleaches means, I don't want to put the final letter in because I think it'll try to confirm the grid and tell me I'm incorrect because I put in blank answers. If that's not an E, or if it's a consonant, no, I'm gonna look up bleachers. Okay, apparently not, which is a shame. That is a shame. That's not an H. Could be an L. Wow, maybe it is B, and then this is like, oh yeah, so and the whole thing means break. So yeah, I think I was thinking comes to was definition when I was looking that bleachers up, but breaks would be the definition. A, E, it's not E. I, O, I think it would have to be O. No. Bottle could be, I've been thinking the whole time B for bottle on the face, but what if bottle is like when you have confidence or the guts to do something, or it's another word for regular bottle or to bottle. On the face then comes to. So this final bit comes to, feels like it would be this isn't a hidden. L-A-C-E. I don't know. I might have to look it up because it could just be a word I don't know. L-A-C-E-S. Bleachers. Entwine or interlace to form a hedge or provide cover for an outdoor walkway. Yeah, so according to the dictionary, the only words are, I don't think it's bleachers, and then it would have to be bleachers, but bleachers would supposedly mean, well, also, I mean, where does leeches come from? It comes to for leeches. Maybe that's, I'm just looking at the I'm forgetting the letter. I think this is correct, and that this letter here is an R. Yes. Good Lord. Okay, I apologize profusely for multiple misunderstandings or just forgettings of the rules there. So Olympia was the correct word. L was the correct letter. I guess it was just because I'd forgotten that I'd thought this was the one, but of course this one could also be the one. In fact, yeah, so I'd swapped that over, but this was the one. And it means that this could be an R in this word, which is breeches. And so bottle on the face is B, reaches is comes to, and then breaks is breaches, as in to breach the banks of something. Well, thank you if you're still with me for sticking at it this long. That was a really cool puzzle. That was fun to solve despite being frustrating. The cluing was definitely manageable. I just got a bit muddled up by some of the rules, in particular thinking there had to be one in every row. That's a lesson to make sure I kind of really absorb the rules before I start. And nice the way that the letters in the end on the left and right did have a symmetrical disposition. So we're swapping ground beef for black beans because according to 22 we don't have a cow, and I think that is everything past in terms of what we needed to understand. So thank you again to everyone for watching. If you have made it this far, then you must be an enthusiast, so do subscribe if you'd like to see more. I promise that in future they won't be, I'll slowly get better at these, and my regular crosswording is typically a little bit smoother than this, I think. But thanks again, and thank you to Steve Mossberg and the Wall Street Journal, and I'll see you all again soon.